Hello everyone, this is Dr. Meyer here with a video for you on a few non-diatonic scales, the pentatonic scale and the blues scale. Let's get started. What is a pentatonic scale? As the prefix suggests, the pentatonic is made up of 5 pitches. I know. The orientation of the pitches is such that there are no half steps in the scale, only major seconds and minor thirds. This allows for an openness within the scale that Western diatonic scales do not have. The scale seen here, the pentatonic major, is like diatonic major scale, but does not have scale degree 4 and 7, thus taking away those half steps. Sounds like this. Starting on any pitch, one can construct a pentatonic scale using the pattern 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 in any major scale. This scale is popular in both Western and non-Western world music and is a great scale to use when you're beginning improvisation, especially of melodies, because nearly everything you play sounds as if it belongs to the scale because of that anhemitonic, the lack of semitones. Here's an example of the pentatonic measure by Dvorak from his American String Quartet No. 12. Listen especially to the viola line as it has the melody. Collecting up the pitches here, we can see that there is an F major pentatonic scale in the viola line. If we move the same major pentatonic collection to begin on A instead of C in this example, we have what is called the minor pentatonic. You should recognize this relationship as the relative major and minor relationship of the diatonic scales as well. Reorienting our solfege, we can see that this scale is like diatonic natural minor mode without scale degree 2 or 6. It sounds like this. An example of minor pentatonic in art music comes from the second movement of Debussy's Children's Corner, Jimbo's Lullaby. See if you can notice the minor inflection and lack of semitones in this melody. Just as we rotated the C major pentatonic to create the A minor pentatonic, 3 other rotations of the scale can and do exist. One would simply call them by the pitch around which they center and the note they are on a rotation of the pentatonic scale. We do, however, mostly see the major and minor rotations because they share that commonality to diatonic music with this tonic-like center and modal suggestion. An outgrowth of the pentatonic scale is the blues scale. The most common blues scale is the minor blues, which is exactly the minor pentatonic with 1 added pitch, sharp scale degree 4. Sounds like this. Even though it shares its resemblance with minor mode, the minor blues scale is even used over major chords in jazz. We can call this fixation on the minor scale degrees 3 and 7 blue notes, and these tones are often featured as target notes in a melody or solo because of their bluesy evocation. Here's an example of the minor blues scale in Charles Mingus's Boogie Stop Shuffle. Have a listen. Notice how the C sharp are written in with accidentals so that it is included in the scale. You may also notice that the blues scale changes to reflect the chord changes in the 12-bar form. That is, using the C minor blues when the change is C minor and the G minor blues when the change is G minor. This is very typical in jazz charts. A less common form of blues is the major blues scale. Just like our rotation of pentatonic, we can rotate the minor blues scale to start on another note, creating the major blues scale. Sounds like this. The major blues scale resembles the major pentatonic, with the addition of our blue note, lowered scale degree 3. This scale is a little more consonant with major chords, and so can be used as a substitute for the minor blues if the player or composer so chooses. Here's a roughly improvised version of a traditional chart called Shake That Thing in C major. Have a listen.
Now set the old folks to do it and the young folks too. Old for these young ones just what to do. Shake that thing, shake that thing. Then you shake that thing, shake that thing. Now guess who your time to tell you to shake that thing. Set that crack.
You'll notice that there are B flats in this chart. So both blue notes are present here, so it isn't a purely major blues scale, but it does not feature sharp scale degree 4 in the way that minor blues would traditionally, so we have a little hybrid here, and this is especially in the spirit of jazz. Now it's your turn to practice. Identify the scale that's written here. Pause the video now and take your time. You should have found that this is G major blues scale with flat 3 added. Try this one. Spell D minor pentatonic in treble clef. Pause now, take your time. You should have spelled it D, F, G, A, C, D for D minor pentatonic. Here's another scale. Spell the F minor blues scale in bass clef. Pause the video now. Be sure to take your time with the accidentals here. You should have found F, A flat, B flat, B natural, C, E flat, and F for the F minor blues scale with sharp scale degree 4, that B natural. Last one, think back to the beginning of the video now and spell G major pentatonic in treble clef. Pause now and take your time. G major pentatonic is spelled G, A, B, D, E, G. We learned about the pentatonic and blues scales in this video. The pentatonic is made up of whole steps and minor thirds with no semitones at all. We can rotate the scale to begin on any pitch, but usually we prefer the major and minor rotations. You're going to find this music in Western music, but also non-Western world music alike. The blues scales are an extension of the pentatonic, but with one pitch added, a sharp 4 or a flat 3, depending on the rotation. But the relative relationship remains the same as in diatonic tonal music, as well as the pentatonic musical scales. In jazz, the minor blues scale can be used in every piece, even if there's major chord changes. But sometimes musicians prefer to use the major mode blues because it's slightly less dissonant than that minor blues scale. We will see more music with these scales together in class. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.